Swallow, directed by Carlo Mirabella-Davis, starring Haley Bennett, who I still find it very difficult not to think of as discount Jennifer Lawrence. They really are remarkably similar. The marketing for this film made it seem like it's going to be a horror. It's not. It's a psychological drama, although with a fair amount of really, really out there moments and elements. The central protagonist is a woman named Hunter. When we meet her, she's living with her husband in a new, big, lovely house. Not working, just staying at home, cooking for her husband and redecorating. He's the provider for the family, working for his father at an unspecified but likely big and successful company. The more time we spend with Hunter, the more apparent it becomes that she lacks anything in her life that would be hers and hers alone. And I'm not talking about material possessions, although it kind of applies too, but more something like a passion or hobby or something to fill your time and your life with. Instead, we also see how her husband and especially his parents are very controlling of her to the point that it made me really uncomfortable, and of course that's the intention of the film as well. One day, while cleaning, Hunter gets an urge to swallow a marble ball, and she does just that. And that then turns into something regular, into a compulsive need to eat other objects, a small key, a battery, a pin. Yes, some of those objects are sharp and dangerous, and it doesn't really stop her. Fair warning here, this is not a film for the faint of heart. Yes, there is an actual scene of Hunter swallowing a sharp pin. No, it is not the worst scene in here. So if you're sensitive to that sort of stuff, stay away from this one. Really, I personally winced a couple of times. Anyway, once this setup is built up, the story then progresses further into that corridor between the ridiculously controlling family and ridiculously weird habit, eventually revealing what is the underlying cause for Hunter developing the disorder in the first place. That's as much as I want to say about the story of the film. So, yeah, it sounds like a pretty weird movie, and it is weird. There are several moments in it where I just shouted, "What the fuck?" at the screen. There are also several moments so absurd that I just laughed out loud. But underneath it all, the film actually tries to be more serious than it would seem on the surface. It's not really a movie about swallowing objects. That's more of an original excuse to explore psychological issues, psychological trauma, the reasons people may have it, and the ways it can then manifest if it's not properly addressed or processed. The film eventually touches on some really heavy, really tough subjects, but I don't think it does it in a compelling enough way. So there are elements in it that I liked. The whole controlling family angle was brilliant, Bennett's performance is okay, and the movie has some unexpectedly beautiful cinematography, particularly the geometry of the shots, the use of camera placement in regards to what is being filmed, the framing of the shots, along with great use of color. It's brilliant. On the other hand, I don't think I ever really got on board with the themes of the story. I was never properly invested emotionally. I think maybe it's because the movie takes a long time to establish the premise and then moves to the actual substance matter pretty quickly. Once the things that are revealed, it kind of feels rushed. But whatever the reason, I found it difficult to fully relate to and sympathize with Hunter. As I was watching, I wasn't thinking, "Oh, that's really sad," or "Oh, I feel what she's feeling." I was thinking, "This is pretty fucking weird." And I guess that would be my final word on Swallow as a film. It's certainly an experimental movie, and it's not a fully successful experiment. There are things done right and there are things done wrong in here. But the one thing you cannot deny is that the movie is its own original thing.